Oh, his wife?
Katrina is his 5-year-old.
All right, here we are. It's Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. We're here for our weekly Marion County Board of Commissioners meeting. We're in the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street Northeast. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. So, we have nobody signed up for public comment this morning. We don't have any presentations today. That's unusual. We had a big one yesterday, right? Our wildfire
Yes.
recovery.
2
hours worth.
Are we gonna do anything in the boardroom on those things? Good, because I really think it was really
In the
informative.
boardroom.
In this boardroom.
Presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the people on TV can see
Once we
it.
get the final products back, I
Yeah,
think we will,
okay.
we'll schedule those, so people can see it.
I don't know that it needs to be the whole.
Well, you could stagger
Just
them
do
over a
few
period of weeks.
slides.
Yeah, maybe.
Important.
That's a
Yeah.
great suggestion.
Yeah, good. Okay, so consent calendar, if you
All
want
right.
to move the consent calendar, Commissioner.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent calendar, item 1 under Sheriff's Office. Approve amendment number 1 to the contract for services with Sparkle Laundry and Dry Cleaning to add $25,000 for a new contract total of $125,000 for uniform dry cleaning and laundry services for Sheriff's Office staff through December 31, 2022.
Okay, I'll second that motion. Any further discussion?
I just think that the name of the company is super great, and now I'm gonna look extra close at those uniforms to make sure they're sparkly.
Sparkle?
Yeah,
Well, all right, no comment.
I know.
My shirts don't come out sparkly from the sparkling cleaner, so. All right, any further discussion? Hearing
No.
none, all those in favor signify by saying aye to get sparkly laundry going.
Aye.
Aye, all right. All right, our next item is, first item under action, business services, consider approval of contract for services with Stanley Convergent Security Solutions, Inc. in the amount of $5,879,980 for the Marion County Jail Program Logic Control PLC and Access Control Upgrade Project through December 31st, 2023. And this is like a weekly appearance for you now.
It is
Right?
beginning
Seems
to
like
be
it.
that way, yes.
Welcome.
Thank you and good morning. Terry Stoner, I'm manager for the Facilities and Construction Management Team. We are here to discuss the continuation of the capital improvement project that we have at the jail, juvenile detention, and the transition center for the security upgrades. We are asking for your approval for contract for services with Stanley, who has started the project, and we are looking to continue with them. We are here to answer any questions you have.
All right, well, I will. Wesley Miller for the record, Marion County Construction Project Coordinator. Good morning. This is second phase to the PLC and touchscreen that we came for approval, I think in the 2019 or so. It was all based off a report, Exante report that was done to evaluate all the security systems, door access controls, intercoms, things like that at the jail. We went ahead and broke it into a couple different phases. We have the design phase done in the first contract for the PLCs and doors and locks, and now we're moving forward with just the jail portion for replacing the doors, locks, and then any type of jam or any other things that are related to the physical doors and physical locks. Get those replaced and upgraded. Couple things that we're going to be adding to it is some food pass-throughs to all of the cell doors, whereas before we just had them in some areas. And then this gives the ability, for the deputy to be able to pass things back and forth, food trays, handcuff, things like that, to the AIC so that it's a lot safer for them. It also takes us to a new lock system that goes away from older pneumatics with air compressor to an all-electric system. So it also is going to save on a lot of maintenance and some electricity and things like that, getting rid of the air compressor. There's also some exterior doors and different things that are included, and we went through the entire building and did a walkthrough, evaluated each and every door, and determined whether it needed just a jamb, just the door, a lock, hardware, or all of the above. So we did a good value engineering of that so that we didn't replace something that didn't need to be or miss something that did. So, any questions?
No, I feel like this has been in the process for a bit. It's
Yeah.
great to see it here.
Yeah.
It's a substantial investment, but we know that we need to do this to keep our facility safe and secure. And we just did our tour of the jail, 2 weeks ago. And again, my compliments not only to facilities, but to the Sheriff's Department and the jail commander for the condition our jail is in. It is really, it looks almost brand new, and it's, what, Jen, 30 years old? Yeah. So hats off to the condition it is in, and this is going to be a good investment to keep it safe and secure for everybody, including inmates, so.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Chair, I move to approve action item number 2 under business services for the contract for services with Stanley Convergent Security Solutions, Inc. in the amount of $5,879,980 for the Marion County Jail Program Logic Control PLC and Access Control Upgrade Project through December 31, 2023.
I'll second the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you next week, maybe, huh? Depending. All
Don't
right.
think so.
Huh?
Don't think so.
All right, well,
Well, Merry Christmas
yeah,
then.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for your work. Okay, so we're gonna skip item number 3 until after our public hearing. Item number 4, under Public Works, consider approval contract for services with Nextera, Inc. in the amount of $250,000 to provide yard debris grinding services at Browns Island Composting Facility through December 31st, 2024. That's a lot of grinding, Brian. Welcome.
We aim to please, so. Good morning. For the record, Brian May, Public Works Environmental Services Division Manager. As again mentioned, this is a contract for services for grinding the yard debris out of Browns Island. And a key portion of our grinding process is composting process is sizing material for the compost. And what we do is we hire a contractor that sizes it by grinding down to about the size of your fist. It's about a 3-inch minus in size. And this allows us to put moisture, heat, and time basically to create compost. So that's kind of what we're starting with. And it's a key piece of this. In a normal year, we're processing about 30,000 yards of material, primarily coming from our North Marion transfer station and then also our Salem Kaiser transfer station. This last year, of course, we had the ice storm event, and we've seen a significant increase. We went from 30,000 tons or 30,000 yards to well over 100,000 yards. So significant, 3+ times our normal volumes. With that, our not to exceed contract that was set to expire at the end of 2022 we're running out of money. So in November, we put out a formal solicitation for bids, received 3 bids, and Nextera Incorporated was selected as our low bidder. The new contract will be for a maximum of $250,000 and should last us about 5 years. So at this point, staff recommends the approval of the contract with Nextera. Any questions?
From 30,000 to 100,000, and Brian, I know we most of that's probably ice storm related, right?
Correct.
But we also, I gotta be careful how I say this, we also had
Differences of opinion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay? Differences of opinion
Yes.
with a particular contractor, and how much of this is going to be driven by us being able to direct where our yard debris goes now?
A considerable amount, yeah. So typically, we're receiving probably around 15 to 20,000 yards from North Marion, so that's where our increase will come from the other transfer station. And we anticipate that to kind of take effect here April 1st.
So it's a combination of the ice storm as
Yep.
well as our redirect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saving our citizens,
Considerable.
yeah,
amounts,
keep
yes.
our costs down. Okay.
Well, and it's also that reduction of transportation also. Browns Island's a much closer facility for us than.
Than
to
Corvallis.
take it to Corvallis, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? If not, we'll take a motion on item number 4.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the contract for services with Nextera Inc. in the amount of $250,000 to provide yard debris grinding services at the Browns Island composting facility through December 31, 2024.
All right, I'll second that motion. And I had to look at legal counsel before I used the right term, but you gave it to me. Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right.
I don't even know, what's he talking about?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
All right, Jane can tell you. All right, consider approval for contract for services with Lane Forest Products, Inc. in the amount of $450,000 to provide yard debris screening services at Browns Island composting facility through December 31st, 2024. A lot of screening services. Brian, still up.
Still up. So as mentioned, the grinding is kind of that first part of our composting process. Now we're kind of transitioning to the end, and that's the screening side. So as I mentioned, we're going from a material about the size of a fist that we need to screen down to about a half-inch square. That's to meet market specs and also customer specs. So in the process of making compost, we kind of beat it up, we break it down. It does naturally get smaller, but it's that final screening process where we actually take it to a finished product, and that's what this contract's in regards. For the same issues that we're dealing with on the grinding side, with these increased volumes, we are experiencing the same situation on our screening contract, and we've reached our not to exceed. Where at this point, we've solicited for bids. We received 2 bids, and Lane Forest Products was selected as the only responsive bidder. This new contract will be for a maximum of $450,000 over the next 5 years. This will also, as Commissioner mentioned, set us up for a more of a continuous batch process that allow us to hopefully provide compost on a more regular basis versus just one time a year for our customers. So at this time, staff recommends the service agreement for Lane Forest Products.
Questions?
No, I still need to get out to Browns Island.
Yeah, and I did talk to Andrew about this, so we can get you out to the watch screening and grinding. No operating though still, but,
No what?
well,
No
no
operating.
operating this part of this, but we can definitely get
Like,
you out for
I
an
don't know what
event.
that means. I just want to go observe. I'm not interested in,
Playing these machines, yes.
yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
He's teasing you.
I think he's teasing you.
No, they want to put you in a front-end loader.
I know
Yep.
how to run a front-end loader.
So, yeah, actually, I could probably do it out there because there's nothing I could get in trouble with other than running into a bunch of yard debris.
exactly. There's
Or,
some good bumpers
you
out
know,
there for
it's-
us.
Hey, the skillful thing, you should go right along with Chad and do the trim, what do you call that machine that they do the road trimming on? What? Who said that?
Somebody did it, but
Anyways,
yeah.
it's got this thing that comes down and you go along the fence line and you're cutting down a brush hog, basically.
Yes.
And it's a $750,000 piece of equipment, and you gotta be careful because you might hit a telephone pole or something like that and ruin the equipment.
You
And he
gotta
offered to let me do it. I said,
I'm more worried
Yeah.
about the telephone poles.
I don't-
People
Yeah.
need their connections. That's the
Yes.
thing.
well, I'll probably get electrocuted knowing me, I'd cut it
You
down.
know, in a former life, I drove a front-end loader for a landscape company that I worked for, and I was pregnant. Like, I can do this, guys.
Nice.
So don't test me on the ability to get it. I don't want to make it happen.
Or on item number 5, Commissioner, if you want to make that
My
motion.
motion?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract for services with Lane Forest Products Incorporated in the amount of $450,000 to provide yard debris screening services at the Browns Island composting facility through December 31st, 2024.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All right, thanks, Brian.
Thank you very much.
All right, we haven't seen this guy in a while. Consider approval of a contract for services with PBS Engineering and Environmental, Inc. in the amount of $164,450 for the development and provision of safety compliance program, standard operating procedures, comprehensive training program for various Marion County Public Works programs through December 31st, 2022. Dennis, welcome. Good to see you.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, I'm Dennis Mansfield. I'm the Administration Division Manager for Public Works. Today, I am wearing my safety hat. Safety is part of the Administration Division of Public Works and supports the functions to all of our Public Works divisions. Safety is a top priority for our department and is part of our 5 core values, which include safety, integrity, respect, customer focus, and communication. We have an active safety committee with more than a dozen committee members that meet monthly. We have work groups within that safety committee working on various topics of consideration, especially as it relates to mitigating incidents that involve injury and/or property damage. We have over 200 employees working at Public Works at any given day, with over 50 job classifications, of which nearly half are what we consider safety-sensitive positions. So what is a safety-sensitive position? These are positions that each day have a number of various hazards that you need to be aware of based on the task or tasks they are doing. And within that, there's various levels of complexity in those hazards. We take, for example, a mechanic. For the most part, their hazards are known each day. They're doing, maybe maintaining the equipment, different kinds of equipment, but they're within a building that they see day in and day out. Whereas a medium equipment operator out in the field, hazards are changing on a regular basis, and a lot of times the tasks that they are doing changes based on the season. Sometimes they don't do certain tasks for 9-10 months out of a year. Take even ice operations, going out and sanding. Sometimes they don't have to do that for 2 years if we don't have that, that weather pattern, and they're going out there and doing that. So they have to have those training programs in place to ensure that they're operating safely. There's a requirement by the Occupational and Safety and Health Administration, known as OSHA, that safety programs are in place for all known hazards in the workplace. If we know of a hazard, we are required to not only educate our team members about it, but also provide the necessary tools and protective equipment to aid in safe operation. So a little bit about our safety programs. This is our protocols, our trainings, it's our standard operating procedures, flow charts, videos, our requirements for personal protective equipment. It's our tools in our toolbox. It's to ensure our team members have what they need to safely operate each day. Within our safety programs, we have 3 primary aptitudes. We have awareness, operational, and competency. So to kind of provide with some example of that, you look at a forklift operation. On an awareness level, I don't drive the forklift, but I work around one. And I need to understand how it operates, what does it mean when it's beeping at me, and then also, if you notice on a forklift, they actually churn from the back versus like a car churning from the front. So it's just that awareness component. On an operational level, I'm actually driving the forklift. I go through the required training and actually even go through a testing for it, and I'm actually certified. All of our forklift drivers are actually certified, have to carry a certification card. And then the last level is a competency level. So this is all things operational, but then I can also do the training. I can actually train somebody on how to do the operate a forklift and also conduct the testing on them and certify those employees. Those are the 3 primary focuses on safety programs. Just a little context about our safety program. About 4 years ago, we had a safety specialist who was actually embedded in our roads program. And then today, we now actually have that safety specialist in our administration division looking at the entire department. We have identified over 50 different safety programs in Public Works, and they're at various stages of implementation and various levels of complexity. Again, back to that forklift and complexity, we have the program in place, but it's lacking the Public Works touch. We want team members to take in a kind of a non-can training wherever possible, so they are getting to know the hazards they will more than likely come across in a real work environment. We have more complex situations like confined space. We have building inspectors that have to go into confined spaces, wastewater operators going into confined spaces, and ferry operators having to go into confined spaces. They're all different types of operations, different hazards to be aware of, and different protocols for confined space entry. So the contract in front of you is for 20 of these programs to fast-track their development and implementation and to make them geared towards a public works environment. Currently, we have one safety specialist with a multitude of responsibilities and over 50 safety programs to manage. Based on our estimates, if we just had the safety specialist developing them, it would take us over 2 years to develop all these programs. This contract is going to fast-track that and get us done within 6 months to a year in having these programs in place. We went through our normal RFP solicitation process where we had 2 vendors respond. The selection committee selected PBS Engineering, an environmental firm, as the awarded recipient. They have 30 years of experience in developing safety programs for various types of organizations. They work with a number of government agencies, including Multnomah County, City of Port Orchard, and Kitsap County in Washington. This investment does 2 things for us. First, it'll allow us to get to a maintenance and enhancement mode quicker, putting our energy and efforts to making them even better versus creating them from the ground up. Second, it really puts our money where our mouth is, that the safety of our team members is important, and that safety as a core value isn't just a word on a piece of paper, it's an action. And this action will get us to a place quicker while all of our team members have the tools they need to go home each day to their family exactly the way they came into work. With that, it is staff's recommendation approval of this contract to PBS Engineering and Environmental in the amount of $164,450. Thank you for your time, and I'm open to any questions you may have.
Dennis, thank you for the detailed presentation and stressing the importance of safety first and safety last. As we all know, that's the most important thing in all of our jobs. It's great. Any questions for Dennis?
I do have a question.
Commissioner, go
So I'm unclear. So this contract and these contractors are only gonna build the program, correct?
Yes.
So who's gonna execute these trainings once this is developed?
We will, internally.
So the one safety person that you have that manages all 50 programs is not gonna be overwhelmed to make sure this
No.
is current, consistent, compliant, ongoing?
Correct, and we actually have annual training. We actually have our calendar set for next year, so what those type of trainings will be. We usually cover a couple of topics, but then also some of these trainings are handled in the beginning when somebody gets hired on. So like a new employee, they have to go through various trainings. A lot of the stuff is going through Absorb, so a lot of it's sitting down. But then also our supervisors, so especially in road operations, supervisors will help conduct some of these trainings as well.
So it's like a hard reset overall to make sure we're the safest we can be, and then going forward, the program will be managed and maintained, so this type of an expense in the future doesn't have to exist?
Correct.
Or will there be like periodical audits?
We may have those, but right now, for the most part, it won't exist. This is just it's to have those programs in place. We will own those programs. We can enhance them. We can make them better. Changing environments, we can, make those changes as we go forward.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Questions?
I'm good.
All right.
Thank you for being so prepared, Dennis.
All right, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the contract for services with PBS Engineering and Environmental, Inc. in the amount of $164,450 for the development and provision of safety compliance programs, standard operating procedures, and comprehensive training programs for various Marion County public work programs through December 31, 2022.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you, Commissioners.
I'm going to recess the Board of Commissioners meeting and convene a contract review board. Under the contract review board action item, consider approval of an order for contract specific special procurement for Marion County's procurement card program, continuation of services with B of A. Camber.
Good morning, Commissioners and members of the board. My name is Camber Schlag, and I'm the Contracts and Procurement Manager in Finance. And I am before you this morning requesting a special procurement under ORS 279B-085, for us to continue using Bank of America for the county's procurement card program. We do use P cards for training, supplies, low dollar purchases throughout the county. It does cost us about between $78 and $98 to issue a purchase order. So this is a substantial savings to the county to be able to use the P card. Currently in 2021, we have 11,929 transactions, and we've spent a total of $2,201. Let me say that again. $2,201,155.96. So we are doing pretty good for 2021, and we still have a couple weeks left of the year. Some of our large dollar transactions are City of Salem permits. We're at $91,000 worth those. We do have a conference room rental for the Marion County Circuit Courts. That's coming in at $53,000. Office Depot is $238,000. Home Depot is $50,000. Amazon is $288,000. And surprisingly, La Quinta Hotel is $37,000. So wide range of small transactions that are going towards the P cards. Great time saver for the departments. So the reason why we're asking to continue using Bank of America is with the fires and with COVID, to do the RFP process can be quite cumbersome. It also requires a lot of IT time because they do have to build an interface between whatever bank platform we choose and into the FIMS Oracle account. So for now, we'd like to just maintain, we have a great relationship with Bank of America. We do get rebates annually that range between $20,000 and $30,000. So we'd like to continue it for an additional 5 years.
Questions for Camber?
No questions.
Just keep me away from the P card. All right. I'll take a motion.
My turn? All right, Mr. Chair. I move that we approve an order for a contract-specific special procurement for Marion County's procurement card program, continuation of services with Bank of America.
I second the motion.
A motion and second. Any further discussion?
I just want to say thanks to finance for all the help when I came on and did get a P card. Boy, what a process. And you're welcome that I carry one.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All right. Thanks, Camber.
All right, thank you.
All right, so I will adjourn the Contract Review Board and reconvene the Board of Commissioners meeting. And the next item, we're gonna wait till 9:30. We have 3 minutes to go. I see people patiently out there just like waiting for this interesting subject we have to do at 9:30. Yeah, I'll read it. I think I'll get the calendar read. Obviously, we're right here, right now. And today at 1:15, we have a BOC CAO meeting, executive session if needed pursuant to ORS 192.660 here in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Later today at 2:30, House District 21 appointment here in this room at Courthouse Square. Tomorrow, the 9th, 7:30, Kaiser Marion County meeting, and note the location, it's at the Route 99 restaurant on Portland Road Northeast. And tomorrow, Thursday at 11:30, Department Head Elected Officials Holiday Luncheon here in the Commissioners Boardroom, 5th floor. And tomorrow, 1:30, the 9th work session on Parks Update Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Tomorrow, the 9th at 3 p.m., Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance Board of Directors meeting, virtual. Friday, the 10th at 11 a.m., House District 25 appointment here in this room at Courthouse Square. And then Tuesday, the 14th at 7:30 a.m., Staten Marion County meeting, location of the Covered Bridge Cafe in Staten. And then Tuesday, the 14th at 9 a.m., calendar review here in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Tuesday at 9:30, the 14th, management update, Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Tuesday, 10:30, work session on solid waste update, CASA and skirts here on the 5th floor in the Commissioners Boardroom. Tuesday, the 14th at 11:30 a.m., a BOC staff holiday party, Commissioners Boardroom here on the 5th floor. Tuesday, the 14th, 1 p.m., Health and Human Services Policy Meeting here in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Tuesday, the 14th at 2 p.m., Marion County Extension 4-H Service Tax Revenue Review here in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. Wednesday at 9 a.m., we're back here for our board session. Wednesday, the 15th at 12 p.m., SEDCOR Annual Awards Lunch and Dinner at the Salem Convention Center. And then Wednesday at 1:15, the BOC CAO meeting, executive session if needed pursuant to ORS 192.660 here in the Commissioners Boardroom on the 5th floor. That took us to 9:31. Brenda, bright idea. Thank you. Get that out of the way.
Oh, look at her helping us out.
Well, if it wasn't for Brenda, I would be going like, ew, all right.
That's fair.
So we will open a public hearing to consider adopting the fiscal year 2021-22 first supplemental budget. And Jeff and Dan are here. Welcome.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Daniel Aldado with Marion County Finance.
You'll probably need to make sure that microphone's really close with your soft voice.
Sure.
And Jeff White, Chief Financial Officer.
Okay, so in accordance with local budget law and county policies, I'm here to present the first supplemental budget request for fiscal year 21-22. The request is increasing the county budget by $54 million and brings the total county budget to $648 million. The public notice was posted on the Statesman Journal on December 1st, and copies have been available for review on the county website as well as the Board of Commissioners office. The supplemental budget has been reviewed in detail by the commissioners during a work session. In summary, there were 37 funds that were modified. I'll discuss several of the notable changes reflected in the supplemental. Countywide, there was $5.7 million in net working capital adjustments, including an increase of $4.9 million to the general fund. The supplemental recognizes a total increase of $54.1 million in new federal resources. This increase was driven by $33.5 million in American Rescue Plan funding and the American Rescue Plan Fund, and $16.5 million in COVID-19 stimulus grants in the non-departmental general fund. It's a little bit more in front of me. In addition, $33.5 million in American Rescue Plan Act federal resources that were originally budgeted in the general fund adopted budget were reclassed from the general fund to the American Rescue Plan Fund, bringing the total ARPA resources to $67 million. Elsewhere in the budget, the Health and Human Services Fund increased $2.8 million and includes a transfer out for $816,000 to the His Place property in Woodburn. The Public Works Fund increased $6.6 million and includes $1.6 million in materials and services for remaining cleanup costs for the 2021 winter ice storm, and $800,000 in capital outlay for the first year costs of the Building 1 expansion project. Finally, the Capital Improvement Projects Fund increased $4.1 million, primarily because of carry forward projects from the prior fiscal year, and for $1.4 million for the Courthouse Square rooftop HVAC replacement project. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Otherwise, you have a resolution in front of you. Thank you.
Questions for Daniel? Well, just to note, we have nobody signed up for testimony for this public hearing. Questions for Daniel?
I don't have any
Or Jeff.
questions. I just want to call out the His Place purchase. and ask that maybe in the first part of 2022, we could have Terry Morgan come and give a short presentation in the boardroom about her place and now the His Place purchase, which just briefly are facilities that the county owns and operates to help parents who are navigating addiction recovery and that can have their children with them. Her Place has been something that I've been passionate about for years, and when I learned that we could actually go and pursue a His Place, because I believe dads are just as valuable as moms, the county took no time at all to make it happen. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that executed and opened in 2022. So just to highlight that.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. That's a big win. And it's really a testament to the people of Marion County. We're one of the only counties, if not the only county in the state that runs a program like this. There's a special billing that OHA has just for us, basically. 'Cause it's so
I didn't know
unique.
that. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I encourage other counties to replicate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Daniel, just to clarify, your opening statement was, general fund is up by 54 million. The resolution, the total budget is up, increase of 71 million, correct?
The
resolution.
total- Yeah, the request is increasing the county budget by 54 million.
So,
General fund is down a little bit because ARPA was in general fund and we reclassified it into its own fund. But the overall budget is up.
Thank you.
Nobody on the
Commissioner
record
Ross.
heard that, but our chief
Yeah.
administrative officer just said to Commissioner Willis, "Look at you."
all right, well,
I
then, look
can
at me because I'm still, look at me because I'm still looking at the resolution that's in front of us, and I know we went through this the other day. I'm not as sharp with math as Commissioner Willis,
It
as he'll.
depends on the day, as the finance
Exactly,
people
you
know.
2 + 2 is 6, right? The third, it's actually the second whereas, and the resolution says, the Marion County Budget Officers review the request of the departments, recommends the first supplemental budget increase is 71,210,000 for the fiscal year. Because your opening statement was 54 million, and I know the numbers, so can you?
Yeah, I think you're correct, Commissioner
Federal resources.
Cameron.
Right,
That My opening statement.
that's
should
the
have been
total
corrected.
decimal.
Yeah.
It's federal resources, so it's 54 million increase in
R-
federal.
Right,
resources.
but your opening statement
Yeah.
said that the budget was gonna increase by 54, but it actually is 71.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Good job.
So was I?
You were right. You got it
Okay.
right. Good job. Shane gave me a good job.
It's a lot of money, that's all I know.
Yeah. 54 million federal
That's
resource, but
a lot
71
of
million total.
money from the people of the state of Oregon and the United States of America that, oh, I'm not gonna get going here.
It's always dangerous when the commissioners try to do math on the dais. I remember one of my first meetings, I was sworn in, and it didn't end well for me. I had to get educated afterwards. So I appreciate you, Daniel, and Jeff, and your team for doing the math for us.
Thanks, Commissioner.
So we can rely on that. Thank you.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Great. Mr. Chair, I move to close the public hearing and approve the budget, the budget for fiscal year 2021, 2022 first supplemental budget.
I second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Did you, the motion was to close the public hearing?
That's right.
Okay, great, got it. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, all right. Jeff? He's gonna
Yeah,
correct
thank you, Commissioners, for taking care of this for us and for the county. I did want to take just a second and recognize and introduce you, if you haven't met her, we have a new finance budget analyst person here, Ariel Hammerquist. She just started with us a week or two ago. She's one of the items that are funded in the supplemental budget for us to help take care of all this additional money we're getting and the budget requirements. We're getting her indoctrinated quickly, including having her here to see how this goes. So, wanted to welcome
Welcome to
her.
the team.
And I also want to acknowledge the work also that Daniel has really put into this, is as Debbie has taken a greater role in all that federal money responsibility, Daniel's really stepped up and did a nice job on the supplemental, and he's taken a good lead role here in our future budget process too.
Thank you, Daniel.
Daniel, thank you. I still, I'm still upset about you moved from community services.
I was
You know
waiting
that.
for you to say that.
How many years has it been? And I still hold that grudge.
Jane says it's been 4. It's time to get over it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. People know me, I don't let go, right?
Well, I didn't know that happened, but I'm really happy that you are where you are. You did a
Yeah.
great job.
Thank you.
So is Jeff, yeah. All right, so I think our work is done.
Nope, we have to go back to item number 3 and move the resolution.
I can do that. Would you like me to do that? Okay. Mr. Chair, I move that we
What?
approve a resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2021-2022 first supplemental budget.
I second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. I thought you did that when you closed the public hearing.
I just followed Brenda's instructions.
All right,
Always a good strategy. Always a good strategy.
all right, so we approved the budget, we didn't adopt the resolution. Got it.
Correct.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, all right.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All right,
Thanks, Brenda.
anything you want to talk about?
Yesterday, Matt and I had the privilege of going over to the new Arches Hotel, which is a project turnkey facility, which is one of 17 statewide, or state hotels in the state that were purchased and turned into shelters for folks experiencing homelessness. And the governor was there, Senator Patterson was there, Senator Courtney was there. There was all kinds of media. It was a great showing. They invited the staff. I learned yesterday that the Community Action Agency has 450 employees serving the 11 counties. I was impressed by the information and really, really look forward to seeing that facility open and really navigating folks off of the streets and into safer environments. Jimmy Jones, who's the director, told a story of a gentleman who went into care and sadly, with it just 24 hours, ended up passing because he was so medically frail on the streets, and they were hoping they'd be able to help him, and it didn't work out. And so we're really looking forward to eliminating those experiences for people, and I'm really proud of Arches and that whole team and the effort that they put forward on behalf of our region. It's a big lift, and I know it's been very difficult for the task force that went after the funds to make this hotel complete because it's kind of a state-of-the-art, right? It's never happened before. We've heard a lot the last 2 years that we're trying to build the plane while we're flying it, and they've landed this plane successfully, and the doors are open. So I just want to say on the record, good job to Jimmy Jones and Ashley Hamilton and that whole team. It's a big deal. So if you don't know much about it, I would encourage you to go to the Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action Agency's website and look it up.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was there. I stopped by.
I missed you.
I know.
Maybe I was talking.
No, well,
That's a habit.
no, I couldn't stay for the whole program, but I didn't take the tour. But it's, this goes back to the Project Turnkey that the legislature, 2 years ago, I think they passed. And I know our position was, hey, Marion County doesn't want to own the hotel, but we want our nonprofits to. And we supported this with a letter.
We did.
And, encouragement, and it's a good thing. And then I heard, Commissioner, it's great that you shared all that. I heard this morning, actually on the news on the way in, that their first priority is for wildfire victims. Did you know that?
I knew that they were already housing some wildfire
Yeah.
victims. I did not know that they were going to relocate them into that space, but it makes total sense to
Right.
me that they do that. The rooms are really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it was on the news this morning, and their first priority is wildfire victims, and then they'll start to move the houseless people that for other reasons there. So that was good to hear that they're prioritizing that, and I hope that they're working with the SIT team and all
Oh, they are. Jimmy is on the task
Yeah,
force up there.
Yeah, good. All right. The other thing that was exciting yesterday was the 2-hour meeting that we had in wildfire update. We referred to that earlier today. And to have Lynn County and us, and I'm guessing we probably had 40 people.
I counted 46.
There's a lot of
46
people there.
people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And I think, I'll say it again, my closing comments yesterday were, I don't know the average person really understands all the work that's been going into this, but I ran into some people last night that said, hey, thank you for the property tax check, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah, we
just
got-
those little things that.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
You know, it's like, the work that went in just to that step last year, just to get to that step. And the work that's going into the housing that you're working on, Commissioner, and with Jan, and the work that's gone on with FEMA, the work that's gone on with all these contracts that Jan, you put out, and then Scott managed to get these reports to the point where we're gonna get some really good information to move forward and be prepared to get grants that I think you said you already got one that's critical. To be able to get grants to help the canyon come back in a mightier, stronger, more resilient way. We have challenges, there's no doubt about it, but the work that's been done has really set a foundation for the years ahead as that work, those challenges get met head on. So I want to thank you, Commissioner, for your leadership in that area, even before you got elected last year. And Commissioner Willis, I want to thank you for your support and leadership, because this is one of the things I'm going to get a little emotional that's unique to. Well, you always feel it's unique because you're in the middle of it. In that meeting yesterday, I passed a note over to Commissioner Willis, or Commissioner Bethel, about all the things I've been through in the last 3 years, and when they were talking about mental health and stress and all that other stuff, and I really acknowledge the fact that I've needed the help and the support of all those people that have been around me, including professionals. And what's unique about this situation is this leadership team, not only the electeds, but our department heads and our CAO and our legal counsel and the staff that works up there are all focused on the same priorities. And when we went to that AOC conference and heard about other counties that have literally you're elected by a district, it's not that way.
Yeah.
And so I feel really blessed to be able to be a part of this team and the work that's gone into what we just saw yesterday within a year, right? I mean, 14 months maybe after the fire that's gone into this is amazing. And it hasn't been easy. It's been really, really hard on everybody. And in the middle of wearing masks and mandates and all that other stuff that's surrounded us. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank, if there's any employees out there that are listening, I know we went around and gave the fire and ice and COVID keychains, and that was before the heat wave. But it's been great to see the things that are moving forward. And as I said yesterday, I hope I'm alive when the first toilet flushes in Detroit.
On a sewer system. When you said that, I thought, people might not understand that there's actually flushing toilets out there. They're just on septics, and we're gonna get them a sewer system. So Commissioner Cameron actually has a flushing toilet right now. He just wants it to go to a main system.
I'm hopefully to get up there tonight to see if it's still working.
I did.
I've been stuck down in town, and then I was looking at it, it might be snow on the way up there tonight. It's gonna be
I'm
down
excited.
to 1,500 feet, I think tomorrow I'm gonna I got brand-new snow tires on my truck, and I haven't got to use them yet, so maybe I'll drive my truck down tomorrow.
You know, something I wanted to add, because it kind of came up a little bit, is the small businesses up in the canyon too, and how much they've supported the rebuilding effort. And,
All the entrepreneurs?
yeah, I mean, there is this culture of folks starting their own business, and it's a multi-generational culture up there. And not only that, but during the recovery efforts, you know, a lot of them went out of their way to help their neighbors and friends, and were really a part of the recovery. So I think it's important to highlight them and
Oh my
recognize
gosh.
them.
You think of people like Andrew Sigmund and Davis Evenson, and you know, I stepped up and said, I'll join the planning commission, I'll join the Detroit Lake Foundation. And last night I'm at United Way, and I'm going, tonight I got a foundation meeting, I'm going, I'm doing too much. But you know, you think about those people. And Davis Evenson has chaired the planning commission. He doesn't have to do that, right?
Right.
You know, he's chairing the Detroit Lake Foundation. I mean, these are people that, you could call them small business people. They run.
Some of them are big businesses,
They
but they
run-
started small.
They run great businesses.
When they started those businesses.
And, you know, the Rich Duncans of the world and all those contractors are going up there, you know, you just think of the generosity, not only with their pocketbooks, but their time. Some people, it's easy to write a check, right? But these are people that are writing checks and spending hours of their time to help this thing come back. So it's really cool to see and be a part of, and because it would be really easy to just curl up and say, ain't gonna happen, and I'm gonna move or do whatever. But those are the kinds of leaders that inspire the rest of us to keep going. So it's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna look forward to sharing the information from those reports in the boardroom, so people can see the creativity that the community is asking for up there, and the things that the community has stated they wanted. For example, in Gates, they were a bedroom community before, and they want to maintain that. But they also need to have a Main Street, an improved Main Street from what pre-fire was. And I get excited by those opportunities, knowing that they're ahead, and the housing project that we're doing there in Gates. Yesterday, I was thinking, reviewing this, the consultant's report, and thinking about the units that we're putting up there, and in the places that I've traveled to. For example, in Las Vegas, off the beaten path, there's a couple of little like business corridors that are tiny homes, or what are those, train cars that are modified into small businesses. And that is a possibility. That is such an available option for that community to have, through, kind of recycling the purpose of the things that we're putting up there, so that they really make a long-term impact in that community. And although it's going to start out as housing over the next 3 to 5 years, there's nothing to say that we can't work with the city of Gates to modify those units in the future to turn them into tiny businesses.
And have entrepreneurs.
And have more entrepreneurs. 16 of them, in fact, could be available in the downtown area that are already there. So who knew, how you could kind of compound the vision of just recreating that community. And it's what they're asking for. I mean, they can't put it on paper, but it's what they're using with their words. And then you bring these experts in, and they go, oh, here's a picture, somebody down in Vegas, or somebody in San Francisco, or somebody over here. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can just apply it. I'm excited. It'll be great.
Yeah, there's a lot of momentum there. I mean, it's really, I forget, I saw there was maybe a slide yesterday where it showed like the different stages of recovery. And
Yeah.
sort of there's the initial stage of recovery, and there's the long-term recovery. And I think just in all the conversations I've had with other folks in different parts of the country, as hard as our initial stage of recovery has been, it's been quite successful. And we really have people feeling the momentum. And now it's just, I think the task is to sustain that momentum, because
Yeah.
I think it's easy. We've all kind of done this really big, heavy lift to kind of get back, going again. And I think it was really important, because if you don't do that, then it seems you kind of lose the momentum. But now that you've done that, you kind of are like, oh, I'm tired.
That
you
one
know?
slide, about the social, on the economic part, the social part, remember that, the last slide? And how it spikes
Yeah.
afterwards, how everybody came, and think about it, I mean, I remember the
reactionary response.
the reactionary having a prayer group at the church, you know, the first time you could go up there and having all these people up there helping each other. So you come together socially like that, and then it fades off.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good point. The other thing that was great yesterday was this pre-fire line. And all these green arrows that were above it long-term, however, it all relied on infrastructure.
Yeah.
It really did. It
Yeah.
relied on getting the sewer systems and the internet and all that stuff for people to come back long-term. So it is a long haul.
And who knows if we would have gotten the money for the sewer system if the fire didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think that is one of those interesting things where even though it's been horrible, there's an opportunity to really launch beyond where the canyon was even before.
I think it's one of the things, just a couple weeks ago, we were all at AOC, and there was multiple sessions that talked about housing and wildfire, and some of them crossed over. And I don't know what sessions you guys went to, but the conversations that I was having with other commissioners is really how is Marion County leading the way in the state? And the state spoke often about Marion County's recovery. And I think it's one, because we don't compete as commissioners, we don't have districts where we have to focus on where all the other counties do. I think that's important. But I also think it's important to realize that the county itself as a whole has really great relationships with its cities. And those cities trust our department heads and the leadership of the county. And trauma fatigue is a real thing. And when you talk about that spike right after the event, that's reactionary. People want to come in. But then those that are staying experience that fatigue, and we are seeing that. But the difference between our community and our fire and the others is our county stood up and is partnering in the leadership recovery together with those cities. So although fatigue exists across the board, we have a unified effort approach. So they can say to us and we can say to them, here's where we are, and the balls can keep rolling. And I feel like those reports yesterday were really evident of the fact that Marion County is doing some extremely great work. But we have hurdles that we are faced with because of policy at the state level, or the way things happen at the state level. You know, one of the things that they talked about also was reducing the number of touch points that victims have to tend to of the disaster. So, you know, when I came on in January, we were navigating 5 agencies per person, the county, and we were trying to figure it out. Imagine being that one person. I mean, you were, but you know, it's different when
My house didn't burn down, I mean.
but you're also, you don't live in poverty, you're not a senior or a single mom or a single dad, or
Right.
there's barriers that really exist for folks up there that this disaster really compounded down onto them. And Commissioner Springer had mentioned that there was a citizen in Lynn County that's struggling with going to work every single day because of the trauma that they experienced from the fire. And it's not just because it was emotional, but they lost their home, they lost their job, they lost their income, they lost their possessions, you know, they're in a state of trauma. And she was like, you know, how do we get this guy to go to work? And it's a great question, and the answer is we have to continue. We have to make sure that they have those services, that we're navigating those services, that our partners like the CIT and the SCWRF and all of them are, you know, we're wrapping our arms around them. That United Way has the services, and Catholic Community Services that now is going up there exists. This is going to be a long, long effort.
And it was really important to fight through some of the roadblocks along the way. I mean, I think part of it is, you know, one of the things I've heard talking to other communities is we saw this, whether it's FEMA or the state or whatever bureaucracy, and I don't think it's any individual person's intent, but just the reality of it is it can really be a drag on recovery. So you have this explosion right after the disaster of people wanting to roll up their sleeves and get to work. But if basically the government red tape prevents you from moving forward, it really discourages people, I think, right?
Yeah.
And this county in particular really fought through a lot of those things. I think one of the issues that came up was, you know, the water system in Detroit had burned. And I remember we had some very pointed conversations with the state and with some of the partners saying, you know, you have to allow us to move forward. The solution can't be 2 years from now, a water system will be in Detroit. You know, we have to get something up and going sooner rather than later. And there's a number of things like that that I think really make a big difference, because if you don't have running water in Detroit, like how can you even begin the rebuilding process, right? And there were just a number of those, or even the tax refunds that we fought for, Commissioner Cameron, you worked so hard for. Just that little bit of momentum, support. I think what it does is now when people are tired after the hard work, that momentum can kind of carry us forward. It's sort of like, it's okay because it's not as hard as it was in the beginning to rebuild, so.
Speaking of the property tax refund, you know, I said on the record that I wasn't gonna take one. Well, they sent it to me. I got it. I tried to turn it back in, and they said, no, you can't be based on the system. So just so you know, on the record, last week I wrote a check to the Detroit Community Church for the amount of my property tax refund for their rebuild.
That's fabulous.
They're rebuilding and in their same footprint, but expanding a little bit, and so they're a little bit short on funds, and I thought, hey, there's a place that this money could go to. So that's where it's going. You know, I didn't put it in I had to put it in my bank account, but then write a check. So if anybody ever brings that up, I want to make sure that's on the record.
I remember that when you were lobbying for that, they were calling it, don't give Kevin Cameron a tax
Right,
cut.
it wasn't about.
The opponents of it were, don't give Kevin Cameron a tax cut. And so I appreciate that you stayed true to your word and said, this is not about me, this is about the folks that
I
we
won't
serve.
say anything because it'll get into politics, but I'm sure it'll show up somewhere. You know how people like to stretch the truth. All right, speaking of politics, we're going to be back here this afternoon at what time, 2 o'clock?
2:30.
Is it 2:30?
2:30.
Yes.
I didn't bring my phone down, so. All right, anything else?
No.
Anything from legal counsel? Did I stay on track? You sure did. All right, no more lawsuits. All right, we're adjourned.